Well, there's a few things. I'm going to start with the news about Connor McDavid. I know an optional skate, but are we going to see Draisaitl, Nugent Hopkins on separate lines? What are we going to see lineup-wise today?
We'll figure that out.
Can you give us a hint?
Still working on it.
All right.
Got to get through the optional skate. We'll see how everybody feels.
What can you say?
They're all going to play. We only have 12 forwards right now, so they're all going to play, no matter where they're going to play.
Okay. This team has been through some ups and downs already this season. A significant player lost. What do you think about the team's resilience, mental strength, whatever you want to call it, just to ride this out?
You know what? I think this team has grown a lot. And like you say, there's been some adversity here or there, and I'm really interested to see how we come along here. I mean, you got a lot of teams in the league right now have some injuries. Obviously, when you have a guy like Connor, that's a significant injury. Impacts a lot of the things you do as a team, but even the top players, when they go out, that creates opportunity. Maybe not all the opportunity for one guy, but for a number of guys to get more opportunities. We have to continue, like we've stressed right from training camp, we have to play well as a team, do things well as a team. And this puts a test to that because you have one of your best players that's not going to be there to help out, so somebody else has got to help pull that along. And it's not going to be one person, it's going to be our team concept that pulls us along. So I'm interested to see how we play. I think we'll play hard. I think we'll play well. And, I think it'll bring our team together, really out of respect for Connor, that we've got ourselves in a playoff push. Just because Connor's going to miss a little time doesn't mean we can't keep pushing.
Dave, did it come a little bit of a surprise, just given he finished the game, that he skated a couple of days later, and it seemed in the beginning like it was something that was pretty manageable?
I got the message last night at dinner, and I almost choked. No, it was. I talked to him Sunday, came in, and he said he felt a lot better. I said, "Where is it today compared to yesterday?" He said it was better. So we didn't think much of it. I asked him if he wanted to go out for the power play stuff and just loosen it up. He wanted to go. And so, but it was the right thing to do to get some images of it, and obviously it showed there was some damage in there that he wants to, that we felt needed a few days off, and that's where we are. So it's, when you lose a guy like Connor, it's everybody's, okay, like what's going on here? But he's in good spirits, and I know they said 2 to 3 weeks. It'll be interesting to see what guy. I know he's anxious to get back already.
Dave, the philosophy of next man up obviously does not apply to Connor, so let's just get that out the window. Does this force your team, and I know you've emphasized, improving checking and greater defensive play and all those sort of things, but are you going to have to play a little bit differently here during the short term?
Well, the answer to that is no, because we're trying to do the same things with Connor in the lineup as with him out of the lineup. They're still checking. There's all those things you just mentioned. You got to do those because Connor might be on the ice 20 minutes of the game. The other 40 minutes you still got to play, right? So you're going to miss that offensive push. You're going to miss him on the power play. You're going to miss the great plays he makes. So you have to try to manage that part of it. Maybe you get a couple less chances a game because he generates so much on his own. So you have to be cognizant of you're going to generate less chances maybe, but it's more opportunity, not just for one guy. There's going to be numerous people that are going to get more opportunity. But the style of play, and we're still trying to play a tight, hard-checking game with Connor in the lineup or without the lineup. Now, like I say, your offensive output might be a little less without Connor, so you really have to dial it in. But we're going to have to check well. We've been talking about that for the last 2 weeks. Like, we're going to have to check well. Our 5-on-5 play has to be good. Our special teams have been strong all year. That's going to be a big challenge because he takes that's a big bite of that power play that somebody's going to get an opportunity there. So I'm interested to see how some individuals and how our team reacts to it. And from all indications this morning in our meeting when we talked about the situation, I think we'll play well tonight.
I know you don't want to get into the specifics of lines just yet, but does this maybe accentuate the value of having centers on your team that can play wing for you if need be.
Yeah.
You've got,
Yeah, it gives-
you'll have two top centers.
Gives us a little bit of flexibility, yeah.
Dave, of course, you talk about wanting to play good defensively and everything, but what about a player like Gaetan Haas? When you look for opportunities, is that a guy that you feel maybe has a little bit more offense in his game, and you might have to put him in more offensive roles now?
Well, you do. You have to push people into roles that maybe they wouldn't get the minutes when Connor's there. And he's one of the guys that we'll look to for a little bit. He'll maybe get a little more power play time now. But you have to have people that have to take a step forward, and not that they don't want to take a step forward before, they don't get the opportunity. So when players get that opportunity, there's lots of players always looking for more opportunity. So when they get it, it's what they do with it that really counts. And that's a great example of a player that's going to get more opportunity.
I know you don't know what your four lines are, but your first unit power play has been pretty much the same all year. Now with Neil out, it's obviously Chase on there.
Yeah.
Are there guys that you feel are best suited to not replace Connor, because you're not going to replace his skill, but take his spot on that first unit?
Yeah, we've talked about it a little bit this morning, and talked with Gully a little bit this morning. We'll, we got a couple guys in mind that we'll give a try to there, and we'll just a little bit of trial and error. Like you say, our group's been together, other than the Neil and Chase on switching out. The group's been pretty static. So this is there'll be probably a couple guys. I mean, Gags could maybe get a little bit there. I think Yamo was ready to take a bigger step there. So we'll go through it and figure out who we think the best fit is, and away we go.
Dave, Mike Smith tonight, right
Yeah.
front here.
Yeah.
He said he had a really poor December. Are you at all surprised at the bounce back he's had
No.
in the crease, and why so? Because I know you've had him in the past.
I know the character he's got. I know how he prepares. I know the passion to be good. So players go, they have a little bit of downtime or whatever. The problem with Schmitty is, my history with him is when he's had a little bit of downtime, he cares so much, and he almost over tries for a little bit. He's got to get himself back to that balance where he's playing calm and playing well, and that's where he's at right now.